So much of the Occupy Wall Street movement is just a modern-day Bolshevik movement centered on wealth distribution of the wealthy. The cognitive dissonance of the Occupy Wall Street movement is palpable, as they criticize that which they do not fully understand, and ultimately fall into the same consciousness as those that they are protesting against. They want socialism to fight against fascism, which leads them right back into the Hegelian dialectic that the elite control. I seem to remember Germans and Russians fighting over that same false left-right paradigm of collectivism. What the new Bolsheviks of Occupy Wall Street don't see is that there is a collectivist power at the top of their desired outcome, and as George Orwell pointed out in his classic Animal Farm, some pigs are more equal than others. If the Occupy Wall Street movement saw that they cannot change the outside world to make themselves free and happy, and that they must change themselves to make the world free and happy, there would be no need to occupy anything except for their minds. Do they really think a bunch of people in tents really strikes fear into the heart of the elite? Let them march all they want, so long as they pay their taxes. Alexander Haig. If all those protesters saw that by adopting the opposite consciousness they can make the world anew. The opposite consciousness to collectivism is individualism. It is understanding that we cannot change anyone, and that you have no right to enforce your view of the world onto others, and that every person that they do try to enforce their will upon will ultimately lead to an equal and opposite reaction from those that are affected, which only leads to more conflict and a parasitical middleman to rise to power managing the fake political steel cage match. By focusing on their own independence of the system, they would prove to be a much more powerful threat to the world paradigm that they are protesting against. The problem we face on Wall Street is that it's too big to fail. This is only possible in a collectivist system where the state has the power to take from all and give to some. Too big to fail is impossible in a free market capitalistic society. True capitalism, not state capitalism or fascism, has the most powerful weapon in it. It has the ability for failure to occur. If those banks had failed, yes, millions would have been hurt. But those that were responsible with their risk and capital would have been able to buy up those failed companies and put those assets under more responsible people. Instead, we took from those that were responsible for their capital, and worse, not even involved in the situation, and propped up those that were most irresponsible with their capital and risk. We now see that those that are most irresponsible are in fact psychopaths. We have a system designed to benefit the worst in society, and what is worse, it empowers them in their pursuit of controlling the world. The problem is not the top 1% income earners. I have known many smart and thoughtful people who have made a lot of money. The problem is the 1% of the population that are psychopaths that just won't leave us alone. These people are at all levels of society, and they are in every race, religion, and income bracket. The key to the struggle for freedom is not painting such a large brush on a select group and empowering a collective to more power. The answer is to identify individual psychopaths and the systems that they create to empower them. We can then hold these social predators accountable for their actions and eliminate the systems that empower them, like fractional reserve banking and bailouts. When we start to understand that the problems that we face are not financial or political, and that the problem is social predators who are driven to control others, you will see that the true 99% is really just people who just want to be left alone, and the 1% is the ones that won't leave you alone.